Alright then, let's see if I remember how to do this, because it's been quite some time. What's going on, Burger? You have to let me know in the volume here. I'm doing different music. So, yeah, so here we are live. I forgot to make a coffee. I'm going to take a break soon to make coffee. Because I'm home all weekend, just by myself here. And I thought, like, well, let's just chat with some of my friends and do just some building here. So what I'm doing, Minecraft-wise, is we're just doing all the landscaping here of Frostmire Castle, because stuff is hovering. So I'm just trying to make it not hover anymore. Really trying to ramp up. Oh, still. Okay. Oh, still. There we go. How about that? Is that better now? Bring it down a little bit there. Yeah, so anyway, so the castle is floating, which is, oh jeez, thought it was coming to kill me. Much better? Okay, cool. All right. What's up, Deborah? Hey, Andy, how's it going? Yeah, so anyway, gotta get some sort of landscape built up to this castle. It's gonna look really beautiful, I think, in time. And, eventually what I'll do is right now, I'm just throwing in stone, here, and then what I'll do eventually is I'll come back in and add in a whole bunch of ice and snow layers and all that kind of stuff, and really just go all in on sort of the detailing. But I just need to sort of get like down the bulk of the stone. And I was just doing it, listening to an audiobook, and thought, oh well, what the heck, let's just throw in live and see if anyone happens to be around. No, it's just the first time I've talked today because I'm the only one home. Anyway, yeah, so I just haven't talked yet, so my voice is a little shocked that I'm using it. I guess. No allergies today. In fact, actually, that's something that's been on my mind recently a lot. So the new house that I'm getting does not have central air, which I have come to rely on like completely over the last few years because of my allergies, because they're so bad. And so I've been thinking about that, because I just don't see getting central air in my sort of immediate future financially. Like maybe I can aim for next summer, but so I have a couple window air units that I've either acquired or been gifted or whatever, just for the bedrooms, for me and the boys' bedrooms, which will be good. But for temperature regulation and good to be able to keep the windows down, but the rest of the house won't have any AC. So I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm just wondering if both me and my younger son, who has the same allergies I do, with like just allergic to the world, basically, if we can handle having the windows open and fans put up. I don't know, because he's never experienced that. He has no idea what living with like the windows open would be, and I don't know what that'd be like for him. So we may try it for a little bit and see. But then again, then we also got the wonderful air quality, which is absolutely awesome here recently. Thanks Canada, with all the fires and stuff burning down there. It's really wrecking our air badly. Air conditioning is a foreign concept in the UK. Yeah, I know that's not a worldwide thing, but man, I have it's been so nice for my breathing. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll be okay for me and Lincoln. Maybe I don't. We'll have to experiment. And if it's not okay, then I'll just have to like figure out how to deal with that, because whether it's relocate one of the air conditioners or get another window air conditioner or something, just so everything's filtered out, and just keep all those like pollens, because they are so severe. I don't know. I don't really have a plan on how to sort of deal with that, to be honest. So it's certainly something that we'll have to work through as time goes. Get an air conditioner sponsor on the main channel, yeah. Not with my views recently. I couldn't name sponsors. Actually, I've gotten one incessant email, which they are like, man, they're all over about this game called The Sandbox, which is kind of like a Minecraft sort of clone, but it's all about like NFTs and crypto, and I just keep not responding, because there's just about nothing in life that I'm less interested than NFTs and crypto and stuff. I mean, really, like nothing. There's nothing that I'm less interested than that, and But man, they are like every day. Every day I get another email about, hey, sponsor the sandbox. Like, man, I'm just not down with like that. Your whole like thing, your whole jam. I guess I just write back and just say that. But it's just not interesting to me at all. I think it's going to be something that probably we look back in society in a time and be like, what the heck was that? Devoir, man, you did not have to do that. Thank you. That is incredibly kind. Wow, that's so nice. Thank you so much. Geez, that's kind. Thank you. Yeah, we have, man. Yeah, there are a lot. I bought silverware yesterday. That was a big. This is the life that I'm leading. I'm leading a life where I'm like super psyched about getting silverware. But what is this? Hey, what's up, man? Is this guy gonna kill me? Almost. He almost did. Jeez. Anyone else coming up behind me here? Holy cow! One regular skeleton almost took me out because I wasn't paying attention. What's up, Storm? Thank you, Dev. That was just really kind. I'm going through some stuff. I could, the kindness is appreciated from you and from just everyone who's said nice things. And there's been some businesses that have really helped in taking care of some things, because I'll be honest, I've had some really rough days here, and the moments of kindness really stands out, so I won't forget that. Thank you. What's up, Brad? Yeah, just doing some landscaping, talking. I'm here by myself in the house, and something I'm getting used to. I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Trying to put feet forward, if that makes sense. Just trying to sort of be like, okay, so here's some things that we can do. Here's some things we can control, and make the best of the situation. I've gotten my family's really stepped up. My friends have really stepped up. My IRL friends have really stepped up and just helped with some things. So yeah, doing okay. Back on working out again. I don't think in the new house, I don't think I'm gonna have a spot, because I have like a bench press and pull-up bar and stuff. I have that stuff here, like I own it. It's mine from the before days. So, but the problem is, I don't think in the new house that I'm gonna have room to have that stuff set up. Like I'm not gonna have I don't have like a room for like a dedicated gym like I do here. So I've been trying to figure out like how I can keep my workout routine together without having that equipment, and I certainly am not going to spend money on buying on a gym right now, joining a gym right now at all. Like there's no way I'm going to do that. So I've been trying to figure out like a good plan, and I'm I don't know if you guys know this. Despite my Minecraft worlds, I'm really a minimalist at heart. Like that works for my brain. Like being really less is more. Not have a lot of clutter, all that kind of stuff. And over the course of having kids and being married and a family and stuff like that, I sort of lost my way a little bit with the minimalism and all that kind of stuff. But I'm bringing some of that back. So I decided that my new workout routine going forward, which I started like a week ago probably, like roughly every other day or every 3 days or whatever, whenever I can, is just really simple. It's just really simple. So it's I'm doing 3 sets of push-ups, and it's called a horizontal row. So it's basically if you lay down facing the ceiling and you pull yourself up. Like you could put a broomstick between chairs. I have a simple little machine here. It's not even a machine. It's just like a suspended bar that's like waist high. So you can lay down on the floor. You grab the bar and you just pull yourself up to it. So it's like a reverse push-up, because I'm a big believer, since I was a personal trainer back in the day, I'm a big believer in trying to do everything opposite, right? So like if you do a push-up, you should do an opposite push-up, which is basically a body weight row. So because that a lot of people do bench press, but then they don't do the other side, which leads you to some imbalance issues, and like your back won't be nearly as strong as your chest and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm a big believer in that. So I'm doing alternating 3 sets of push-ups and horizontal row, and then V-up crunches, which are the hardest crunches, but the best. So what that is, this is probably really boring for you. Sorry about that. So that's basically you lay down on your back, and then you lift your legs up and your head and arms up, and so you're only pivoting on just like your pelvic bone, and then you like touch your toes with your fingers up in the sky, like straight ahead, right? Does that make sense? So V-up, they're the hardest ones, so I can't do like 50 crunches. I do like 7 or 8. And then the important thing, and here's the absolute most important thing of all exercise, this is probably a good tip from a former fitness professional, I guess, is progressive weights. It's super important. So like anytime you're working out, and a lot of people just go kind of aimlessly to the gym, right? But anytime you're working out, you always want to try to go progressive. So what that means every single time you work out, you try to do one more rep or one more pound than you did the last time. And what that does is that constantly keeps your muscles in a state of being overloaded, which is good. That's exactly what you want, right? Like you want overload on your muscle, progressive overload. So if you're just going in aimlessly and you're not, you don't have a plan, or you're doing different exercises all the time, then your muscles, you might feel like you're getting a burn, but your muscles aren't building because you're not constantly asking them to do more than they did the last time, if that makes sense. So you want to constantly push your muscles just a little bit further, but not a lot further, just a little bit further, because the other thing is, if you just go like, so right now I'm up to like 3 sets of like 18 push-ups or something like that, so I could probably do 25 or even maybe 30 in a set. But then the next day, I probably couldn't do 31 push-ups. And what I want to do is I want to keep that progressive overload going slowly and progressively as long as I possibly can. So, so it's good to sort of limit yourself. Look at this sniper. Look at that sniper. Gee whiz, man. So every single exercise, every single day that I work out, I'm trying to do like one more push-up, one more horizontal row, and one more V-up every single time. And then when I can't, then I'll stay wherever I am, and I'll just keep trying to get that next one. And then when I can, then I'll move on, and I'll just add one more, and I'll just do that basically forever. That's going to be kind of the goal, because I'm not going to have a bench press in my new place. I'm going to have it. I'm not giving it up. It's just going to be in like the garage, in a state of not set up, probably for a while. Maybe we'll work out. I have been thinking about some basement idea. There's a semi-unfinished basement, which is dry. There's no water issue in it. So I have been thinking about maybe I could finish that and sort of make that into like a kid's cove. I think that'd be really cool. They're really excited about that, like having maybe putting like a big TV down there for them or something like that. I think they'd be really, really happy with that. And then maybe I could put in like a bench press or a treadmill or something down there with time, because I do like to walk on the treadmill. I don't run. My knees and joints can't really take it, but I do like to walk, like put on Netflix and walk on the treadmill for a while with a solid incline. I think walking with an incline is really, really great thing for you. Anyway, yeah, that's exercise talk. But yeah, I've been working on it. I got to do it again today, probably because it's been 2 days off. So I'm not dreading it, but I'm like, oh shoot, I got to do that. I see this guy in there. Look at that. He's just waiting. He's just waiting to like come around the corner and knock me off the thing and maybe kill me if I can't get a shot. I'm so bad at aiming. I switched. You guys don't know this yet, but if you're watching the Horizon Zero Dawn series over on the games channel, I switched from controller to mouse and keyboard because I can't. What would happen with the controller, and this is probably a known problem, but I don't play shooters very often. What would happen is like I'd go like if I'm aiming for a person, say in that doorway, I'd go up and then too far down, and then up, too far down, over, and in the meantime they move, right? So I just can't be exact. I just can't. It's so annoying. I just can't find So I switched to mouse and keyboard, and instantly I was like twice as good at the game, even though I don't even know the keybinds yet, even though I couldn't even figure out the keybinds. So I switched to mouse and keyboard, and man, it has been like a revelation for that game. As far as like ease of combat has been so much easier. So that's been really nice. In fact, I'm gonna record one of those episodes probably today before I go to my gig tonight. My gift to the Minecraft world, unintentional mob farms. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably fair. This has got to go. I'm gonna need that to be there. That's true. I am kind of the king of the unintentional mob farm. That's accurate, Andy. You're showing your veteran knowledge right there. It's always kind of been my thing. I'm not great at remembering, but look down there. It's not too bad, right? I actually remember to light up some of the ground, not incredibly thoroughly, but some of it. So you'll see it like these little areas down here. That's because there's gonna be snow layers and stuff. So I'm not worried about like if you can see through for right now, because then we'll just snow layer that up. Some of the Vastin, yeah, the Vastin builds are death pits. That's wholly accurate. Yeah, it was kind of a running joke, but like not really a joke because you would just die from it. So yeah. Oh man, what about a dungeon? You know, I want to do a dungeon. I want to do a Minecraft Dungeons inspired build. I know, like I'm a little late on that, but my kids were playing Minecraft Dungeons, the arcade version. I don't know if you guys ever seen the arcade version. It's pretty cool, actually. There's like a kids. I don't know, like a kid. I don't know what to call it. Like it's kind of like an arcade, but they have like they have a few rides and games where you win tickets and you can get like little crappy prizes for your tickets. And there's one of those near here, so we go there once in a while with the boys. And there's a big Minecraft Dungeons video game arcade, and it's really cool. You get a card. Basically, every time you play, you get a card, which could be a character skin or a weapon or a special ability or a mob or something you can summon. And then you can save them, and anytime you go back, you can use your cards to sort of assemble your dream, your dream scenario as far as having the weapon that you want or whatever. It's pretty cool. But I was watching that the other day and thinking like, man, that'd be cool. Like it'd be cool to like build basically a Minecraft Dungeons type of build, but in this world. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to build it in this world or in Vast, and probably in this world. But yeah, it would be cool. I've been actually thinking about it quite a bit recently. I don't know how much stone I have, but it's not a lot. I'm probably gonna have to go over to Gabor and do a little bit of mining at some point here. I'm kind of under, but that's okay. This will be an overhanger. I always do 2. I kind of accidentally did 3, but I find whenever you're doing custom cliffs. Now, usually when I'm doing custom cliffs, I do like a mixture of cobblestone just to give it some easy texture without thinking much, and then you can always come in and edit it more with some whatever you want, like concrete powder or whatever. But at least starting with the cobblestone mixture, just like usually a 1 to 3 cobblestone to smooth stone mixture. But look how much better this is. Look at this. It's so much better just not having the castle float. It actually and it doesn't even have snow or anything else on it. Awesome. Slabs and stairs, too much. No, I'll probably do. Well, depending on I'll probably do mostly snow layer detail on this particular build. But no, I usually add slabs and stairs, especially in the bottom and the top. I don't really worry about the middle as much because it's usually my cliffs are pretty big, so it's a lot, Oh man, I got a lot of junk here. Organic, I usually throw armor in my organics. I got snow. I'm saving up all the snow for the detailing work. Oh, okay. This is not. I still have a decent amount of stone here. I'll be okay. All right, let's get back to it. I should probably light up this area. Do I have? Just because sometimes whenever I come in here to just get more stone or whatever, I just get like completely pelted by skeletons. So let's just light up this a little bit. With the new lighting mechanics, you don't need quite as many torches. That's probably close to enough, honestly. Okay. All right, then. So what are you guys doing? What do you guys? Thanks so much for joining me over here. I should have. I wasn't sure if I wanted to live stream. Honestly, live streaming for me is I really enjoy talking to you guys, but there's a lot of pressure to it that I don't enjoy quite as much. I mean, you know, especially these days, I can't really handle more pressure in my life. I'm kind of pressured out, you know. So I should have probably like advertised this early to give people a chance to sort of know that it was going to happen, but whatever. I couldn't do it. I've been recently adding a lot of the floral carpet from the new cherry biome. Yeah, I haven't experimented with that at all. I need to. I haven't experimented with much of the new stuff, to be completely honest. I did a little bit of cherry tree stuff. I collected the armor trims, but look, I don't even have it. I didn't even put them on. I'll probably do that for a video at some point, probably. That'll have to be after 5,000 days. After 5,000 days, I'm gonna try to make just a couple fairly minor changes to sort of just I don't want to say the format, but how I'm doing things in the survival world. Oh man, this is not good. I mean, this would be a really nice overhang, but it's just gonna be really hard to do. Can you get up here even? Jeez. No, we're gonna have to do it this way. All right, well that's kind of a pain because you just can't. The problem is when you're doing it from the bottom, you can't really see like where you're missing blocks because you do an overhang and then you have no idea. I guess I could use my free cam, but yeah, look, see up there. There's not. I didn't even. A whole bunch missed. Hey, what's up, woman? How's it going? You know, oh, you're taking a step back from making content? How come? Just need a break? Let's see. Mix it. I've become a fan of the vanilla azalea tree. I didn't really like it before, and I still do not like that it's just oak wood. I think that's, I don't want to call it lazy, because people call the devs lazy all the time. I do not want to be one of those people, but I just feel like oak wood is just kind of a lazy choice, rather than, I mean, there's so many options. Like, you know what they could have done? You know what they could have done that would have been cool? Make it an oak wall, right? That would have been cool. Make the azalea tree an oak wall and then give us the wall variants of the woods. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool, and then everyone would have loved it and been happy. But I just kind of feel like an azalea tree having oak wood is so blah. It's just such a blah thing. But I do like the azalea tree design. Look at this. It's a whole giant party down here. Look at these guys. It's like my castle warming party. Jeez, holy crap, there's a lot. Okay, well, do I have, yeah, I do, okay. Alright then, fine. We'll do a little bit of this. This isn't even, I don't have a mob farm near here or anything, so there's no reason why I need to have this, like, 100% efficiency or anything at all. But I guess since it's so aggressive here, I guess we'll just do some of it. Yeah, look at this. This is really bad. Some pressure, some pests. Oh man, I'm sorry, Red. I'm so sorry. My condolences. That's really difficult. I mean, yeah, that's just really hard. Yeah, you gotta, take care of yourself. You can always make content. I've considered, and I have no plans to, just because I'm still really enjoying it, as far as the content creation jam. I'm still really liking it. But I considered I considered many times here, taking a break because of just everything that's going on in my life, and how much pressure there is, and how everything is terrible. Yeah, I've considered that for sure. Of course, there are monsters nearby. Where? Oh, right, eating my brain. I see. Okay, right. Cool. Right there. Yeah. It surprised me since they introduced the mangrove tree, the cherry wood. Seems they missed a step. Yeah, and bamboo too. Yeah, I mean, look, if they did give a separate wood type for azalea, it would be pain, because azalea trees are painful to farm, right? They are painful to farm, but it would just make it more valuable. It'd make some of the brilliant people that we have in the technical community come up with some brilliant things. And so I don't know. I just wish they would have, but I've been talking about that for years. Years and years. You can't put stone on top of snow. You gotta put stone with a good stone base. This is gonna have to be an overhang too, because I'm starting it under the little walkway here. So we'll just have to kind of go straight up. Maybe we'll come in a little bit and then walk it out a bit. See how much easier it is with two? It's so much easier with two. I see who wanted collaboration on my project. As I still planned a bunch, but still needs to plan it. Yeah, I understand. I understand the planning bit. I've been. Oh, geez, I got to come out a lot. I've been talking about Vastin quite a bit here recently, about how that's going to be restarting soon. My plan is probably starting Vastin in probably like around the beginning of September. Probably use like August as kind of a planning ramp up stage, and then we'll be starting the realm of Vastin Redux, right? Redo. So we'll be starting that soon. So beginning and planning. The lore is solid. The lore is set. We'll have to find a seed, of course. Not a big deal there. All the seeds in Minecraft are so good now. You can basically don't have to like search for the perfect seed anymore. It's really nice. So that'll be starting soon. And I mean, that'll be probably in some ways the main thing on my channel, to be honest. I mean, the survival world isn't going to go anywhere, but I'll probably be focusing kind of primarily on Vastin for a little while. And just having fun playing with friends. I really could use the social sort of interaction bit. Even if it's just like typing. Yeah, I don't need to necessarily talk it through, but just seeing people sort of in my world chatting it up and stuff, I think will be really healthy for me and all that kind of stuff, especially particularly on any days that I am solo here, So yeah, should be a lot of fun. Let's see. They went that way with azalea because there are many variations of azalea wood color. Well, so I mean, I would say just then pick one. Then just pick one. I don't know. And it just seems kind of obvious to me that should have its own wood. But what do I know? They're doing awesome things with the game. I'm super happy about it. I'm not in the complainer group. You guys know that. Hey, what's up, Pride? Let's see you. How's everything? I did a spur of the moment. I'm just sitting here solo in my house as of now. But my big news is, and I announced this on Discord. I don't know if any of you saw it, but did I announce it publicly? I don't think I did. So we sold our house, and I have a tentative agreement. I'm under contract with my new house for me and the boys, and so now just waiting for. I have one more inspection for the new house, which I believe will go okay. It's a septic inspection, and the reason why I really wanted that is because I've never had a septic before. For one thing, I've always had sort of city sewage. So, I just want to make sure. Like, I think it'll be fine, but a septic is like a serious cost if it's not fine. If I need to replace it, so that would be like I'd have to really figure out how I'm going to go about that. I don't anticipate that being a problem, but I want to know. So that's the one inspection that I really did insist on. Everything else is really in good shape. Oh, look at this, it's powder snow. Weird, it was like below regular snow. I didn't know it spawned like that. Huh, that's cool. So anyway, so yeah, so that's sort of where we're at now. So we agreed to sell our house. So as of, I couldn't even tell you the date, but like what, August, like second week of August, this house will be sold. But hopefully, if things go as anticipated, July, I should be closing on my new house. If nothing goes wrong, that's a big if, right? But if nothing goes wrong, I should be closing on my house July, 17th. So what that means is, if you're expecting Minecraft content, don't for a little while, for a bit. You know, I'm gonna have to take care of things IRL. And of course I spend, you know, all the time that I have with the boys and making sure, especially, I mean I do anyway, but especially during this time, to make sure that they are feeling confident in this change and this move and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure that they don't have any sort of feelings of going through this, you know, alone or being scared or feeling weird about it. So yeah, so my entire focus for the next, I mean forever generally, but especially for the next month is going to be just focus on my boys, and make sure that they're okay with this, you know, as okay as you can be. I don't know if they understand or not, to be honest. I'm just not sure. We've talked about it quite a bit. I tried to talk about it a lot. Like I try to often show them on Amazon things, hey, like, you know, this could go in your room, just so they really get it. You know, Lincoln's 5, Harrison's 7. Lincoln, I think, gets it more. I don't know what's going on with Harrison, you know, him being autistic. It's kind of hard to dig into his brain and know exactly what he's thinking or feeling. He keeps that bottled up tightly. So we've been going through, I made up a couple exercises that we can do to kind of talk about it, like hypotheticals, like how would you feel if, but then I say like a real thing that's actually happening, you know, and just to get him like pretend like you're a character. How would this character feel if they were moving to a different house? Things like that, you know, just to like sort of try to help him really understand what's going on. And I've been talking about it a lot with them, because I don't want it to be like, I don't want them to think like it's like a taboo subject or a secret or something. I want them to know, like, no man, it's on the table. Let's talk. If you ever need anything, you know, let's talk about it. Let's put it right out there. So I've been really trying to, like, I mean, probably over so in a lot of ways, to be honest, but I've been really trying to talk about the move, the changes, you know, their new school, because they're moving to a different elementary school, same district. Thankfully, it's a great special needs district. It's really good. So, that's the primary reason why I wanted to live definitely in this area, because, and you know, it's costing me way more than it should. Way more. Like a house in the next district over, which is not nearly as good, is like half price. I'm not even exaggerating. It sounds like an exaggeration, but it's actually literally half price. I found almost the exact same model house in both the district I want to live in for the boys, and a district that is not as good, and it was actually it was less than 50%. So blah for that. But what are you gonna do? I don't have a choice. I mean, I do. If I want to live in this district, though, I don't have a choice. So I'm overpaying. I'm overpaying for a house, but I can't do anything about it. It is what it is, you know. Fortunately, I'm in a position that I think I can make it go. It's just we're gonna be on, oh boy, tight budget is not an apt enough word. We are going to be on a shoestring budget for the next 4 years while I'm in graduate school, getting this speech pathology master's. So once I get that speech pathology master's, then I can keep on playing gigs, which is great, right? Keep on playing gigs, keep on doing YouTube, and add like a speech pathology sort of gig to it, and then I should be, you know, in a much better place to sort of take care of my kiddos. So, yeah, you know, it's great. They're in a really safe area, really great school district, nice yard in the new house and stuff. So I mean, it's mostly really good. It's just going to be a stressful budgetary time for me, like in Seriously, it's gonna be really stressful for a while, and then we'll come out the other side. You know, just gotta get through it. What's up, Max? How's it going? Yeah, it's cool. Just doing some grind on the castle. I'm actually in midst of recording my next video. I have 3 more videos before 5,000 days from the survival world, and the plan is going to be I'm going to record these 3 videos as 100-day videos. I just feel like it built a nice cap in this season, basically. And then, so I have. I don't even know what day we're on right now. We're on, 4721. So I'm doing Frostmire Castle for 100 days, and then I'll do one more, and I haven't decided on what that middle one will be. And then the last one, all my supporters have been building a kingdom in a copy of this world from back, I think, day 2000, I think. And so what we're going to do is I have this lore written where I'm going to import their survival kingdom that they built. And it's going to be really cool. So we're going to import that, and then I'm going to spend the last 100 days of this 5,000 day block overhauling their kingdom that they built. It just putting my own fixed twist on it, the way I like to build things and whatever. I'm not saying it's going to be better. It probably will be worse, but I just feel like it'd be kind of cool to make it fit sort of the way I build things. So the last video of this 5,000 day block will be me building or overhauling the supporter server kingdom, which looks really good already. So it's gonna be fun. It'll be fun thing. I can add some stuff and change some things and build some stuff and all that kind of stuff. And then it'll be imported into this world, and there will be a whole bunch of lore going forward after 5,000 days about it. And actually, the reason why it is getting imported is a big lore function as well. The Oracle is sort of involved. There's a whole thing, and that will all be explained within the 5,000 day animated movie that I'm going to be doing. And when I say animated movie, I want to use that term fairly loosely, right? Like, it's not going to be like Pixar animation, but like, it'll be like animated like my, lore segments animated, it'll be kind of like that. So, but I have the script done. It's like 35 scenes, I think. So it'll be like 35 lore segments in a movie, essentially. You know what I mean? It'll be kind of like that. So a bunch of voice actors will be back. Basically, all the voice actors that have been doing parts in this world should be back to reprise their roles, and it should just be a lot of fun. Something really kind of different for me, and that'll be something I work on after we hit 5,000 days. It'll be a huge, enormous task, and it's not going to do well on the channel at all, but I want to do it, so we're going to do it. Yeah, it should be cool. So their kingdom is coming, a little glimpse into the world. The supporter kingdom is actually coming from a different world. And that's gonna really factor into how what is up with the 5,000 day movie that I think should be a lot of fun to sort of hash through and all that kind of stuff. And the Mr. Grady angle is gonna be a big crux of it, of what's going on with Mr. Grady over in Perseverance. Oops. Yeah. I think it's gonna be cool. I appreciate the lurk part. Thank you. I haven't streamed in an age. Yeah, I haven't streamed in an age, so. I'm really grateful for anyone here, especially over on the second channel, because people here on the second channel are they're sort of super supporters who are watching the unedited, banished behind the scenes gameplay recordings and the long plays and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you. I'm skeptical that live streams don't kind of kill a channel. I know a few of the big boys still do it, but I don't know. There was a noticeable dip in my analytics whenever I was live streaming a lot more, and then I stopped and it went back up, and then I did more and it went down. It has not come back since that last dip. So I don't know. I don't want to blame the live streaming. I should look at the mirror and blame my own content, I guess. But I noticed there was a noticeable change whenever I was doing a lot more live streaming on the channel, and it has not really come back from that. So I don't know. So that's why I want to. All my future live streams will be here or on the games channel if I'm doing a game stream. Though I don't anticipate that, but it won't be on the main channel at all. I fell asleep with YouTube on and woke up to one of your long plays. Oh, that's cool. Go analytics, go. I've enjoyed doing those. Because, you know, honestly, I've enjoyed doing it because it's like not much extra sort of grind time for me, and it's just stuff I'm doing in this world anyway. And I know some people really like long plays. I'm not one of them, frankly, but some people do. So I thought, well, what the heck? Let's just throw it up there. It doesn't take a lot. I just have to render it and add the music, and that stuff even doesn't take very long to add because I'm just using my Epidemic Sound downloaded music. So even that is fairly easy, you know, to squeeze in. So yeah, I thought for the amount of effort it takes, it's like a low risk, medium reward deal, right? Kind of. So yeah, so it's fun. Some people like and you know, I didn't want to do everyone does the long plays with the Minecraft music or no music, and I just felt like I'm over that. Personally, also the Minecraft music is claimed all the time, so I thought let's go ahead and just find some music that I actually like more. So I did some jazz I thought was kind of cool, some classical. This lo-fi thing has recently, I never was into it, and then just kind of recently, the one that I'm playing right now actually, I just kind of recently, I was watching a Looney stream. I was like, man, this music is kind of cool, and it's just never been really my bag, but I've kind of converted to it. I don't know if I'd listen to it like for fun, you know. I don't know if I would listen to it for fun, but recently I've really enjoyed, like, while I'm editing a video and I stick it in, like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I actually kind of like this. So I don't know, maybe I'm a lo-fi fan now. I know Sausage used to use it a lot in his stuff, and back then I didn't really love it. I thought it was fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't love it, but maybe I do now. I don't know. Hey, so look at that. We got this whole clip done. I mean, obviously not detailed at all, but hey, it's done. Let's pop out here in a free cam and take a look. Yeah. Oh my goodness. What a difference, right? What a difference. My goodness. Since it was music, I figured I could use it in the background noise while gaming. Oh yeah. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. And plus, it's music that if you don't have an Epidemic Sound subscription, it's music that you can't get. Hey, I'm gonna go and grab a cup of coffee. I've only had one today, and I usually have by now like 7 or 8, 9 maybe. So let me go grab a coffee. I'll be right back. I'm eating some cheese. All right. So, let's talk about diet. So I don't know if you guys know, if y'all know, if I've tried this a long time ago, but Andy, you might be the only one who's around back then. So, in my life, sorry, I'm finishing my cheese. In my life, I've been in therapy for a couple different stints. For something called BED. Yeah, seriously, right? So, BED is binge eating disorder, and it's one of the. Is that guy dying up there? Yeah, look at that. Look at that, you idiot. You idiot. You idiot flag carrier just dying in the. Oh no, now you're coming down to get me. Anyway, binge eating disorder is eating disorder that men get far more than the others, from my understanding of it. I'm no expert, but I educated myself quite a bit when I was going through it. And I have that sort of inherently in me, like that. I don't know that it's something that ever really necessarily goes away. It's something that you learn to either, deal with and live with. And that's kind of where I've been. And I've had a pretty solid lid on it there for quite some time. But in moments of stress, and you can believe I've had some moments of stress here recently, it can spring back. And I've had some pretty deep fault slide backs maybe here over the last couple months. Sort of whenever it's like, well, what's the point, right? That kind of, why? Oh, what are we out of stone? Like, why bother? Like, it doesn't, nothing matters. That sort of attitude, right? Hey, Bo, what's up, Benjamin? So, I've been struggling on that front because I got myself through, when I ballooned up to about 270, I think was my peak. That wasn't due to binging, thankfully. It was primarily just a very long burn, being married with kids and just a slow slide. So I'm happy about that. But when things really, so there's been two things. Like when things were not great, but I thought like that we could fix them, and work through it. Then I really got hardcore on eating right and taking care of it and trying to, progressively move forward and all that kind of stuff. But then, some months ago when it became apparent that it was not going to get fixed, my BED reared its head. It's like, hey, remember me? Hey, buddy, remember me? I'm back. So luckily, I'm really aware, right? I'm really aware of it now. I'm aware of the signs of it coming. Even before it started sort of rearing its ugly head in my life again, I was sort of looking for it and watching for it because I knew like, okay, things are going bad. This is probably going to happen. It's just, but once you get that feeling of like, what's the point? Who cares? Then that's a tougher one to sort of deal with, because the argument of like, what's the point? It's an emotional argument way more so than a mental intellectual argument, right? So like once you get that emotional argument, then it's like politics, right? Like there's people who are politically, emotionally vested in what they believe, and like you can't change their mind with a logical argument, right? I mean, you can't be like, yeah, but he did this and he did this and he did this and he did this. They're like, yeah, but I love him, right? And they maybe you'll never guess who I'm talking about. Maybe that doesn't make sense. But if you are emotionally invested, then the logical arguments don't hold the weight that your emotions do. So when you get to that point where I'm like, F it. It doesn't matter. So why not eat this whole bag of Doritos? Because that'll make me feel good for a minute, and I know that it'll make me feel bad later. But the problem is once it starts, so a lot of people, in a moment of emotional eating will eat a whole pint of ice cream or a whole quart of ice cream, right? Something like that, or a whole bag of Doritos maybe, right? But the problem is with someone who is inclined to fall into BED habits, right? Binge eating disorder habits, then once that starts, I cannot express how much goes next, right? So what happens is that full bag of Doritos, because I want that salty whatever goodness, right? But then that will immediately lead then to 6 Reese's Peanut Butter Cups packages and another bag of Doritos and a whole, a box of maybe 8 ice cream bars that I can buy at the gas station, things like that, right? So a lot of people will say things like, "Oh, I have that too because I overeat sometimes too." Yeah, that's not that isn't the same. That's not the same, Not that I don't appreciate everyone's sort of journey in this thing, but like once it starts, it is wildly out of control until you physically are in pain. And then usually what happens is the next day, it's still there. Like the next day, it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to go out for breakfast and I'm going to order, the breakfast buffet, right? And I'm just going to eat everything I can find. And then so then you're embarrassed, right? And this is my own personal journey. I'm being really, really open here. So it's to the point where, then I'm embarrassed to eat as much as I did in front of the waitress at the diner. So then I'll leave and I'll go to Burger King and I'll order 3 or 4 breakfast burritos. But then, and I'm not exaggerating, you think like, oh, no one can eat that much, but you can. When you're in this, you can. Then I'll go to a different gas station and I'll buy like 2 of the family-sized bags of chips and I'll eat all this. So once this starts, it is a runaway train, unlike anything I think most people thankfully have experienced. And I started feeling some of those things coming back. I started noticing, oh wow, we're going way down. Okay. Jeez, look at this. Okay. I started feeling like, oh, this is coming back. I don't want to get there. So what I did was I wasn't in a place where I felt that I could go into therapy financially and all that kind of stuff. So what I did is I found some of the books that my old therapist, who I loved and was retired unfortunately, but who put me onto, and I started reading those, and that really got it like clicked my brain to, hey, remember how hard this was to kick. Remember how hard it was to kick. You don't want to get back into this, and fortunately, a combination of that and of I was really stressed about getting a house where I can afford to live with my boys in this area. I was really stressed. I was really stressed because houses were appearing and they were literally being sold the same day. And I was like, I can't, I'm not going to find a place, I'm not going to find a place. I don't know what I'm going to do. So a combination of reading these books to get that sort of back under control, getting a place that I am going to be able to swing has been really huge for me to sort of start the process of moving on, and so I've been exercising, been eating better. I'm back to eating but cheese and meat, basically essentially only cheese and meat. That works for me. That's not going to work for everybody. That works for me. I like sort of knowing, like, it's easy to not eat like tacos if you can't eat tacos on your diet. It's so that works for me. Just like I'm kind of an all or nothing guy. Like trying things in moderation doesn't work for me. I know it works for some people. Moderation's not my best friend, so I need to sort of cut the cord and keep things pretty seriously in check. So we're on the upswing of that, Yeah, our mental health therapy situation here in the States is not good. Not good at all. Yeah, I've been doing keto for. I mean, I've done it a few different times in my life, but I've been doing it for, I don't know, like 8 or 9 months probably now. Yeah, woman mother. It's 100% a woman disorder in the view of most people, and that's just not the case. And you know, when I was in my throes of BED, like when it was at the worst it was, and this is going back, oh man, 15 years ago probably, maybe more than that. It might be 20 years. Oh my goodness, was it really 20 years? It might be 20 years ago. When I was at my worst, I only weighed probably 220. So you would look at me and you'd be like, oh, you know, you're fine. You're not fat. You know, maybe have a little bit of a belly, because what would happen is between these spells of BED where I was going absolutely insane, I would be working out like a maniac and eating really healthy. And a trademark of BED is that you don't generally let people see you do it. So I would leave a gig and I'd be like, okay, you know, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going home. But then secretly I would stop and buy fast food and just crush it in my car. And then I would stop and would throw all the wrappers away before I got home because I wouldn't want anyone to see. So, I mean, that's hiding it is a whole part of it. It's a giant part of it, you know? Yeah, you know, I'm fairly educated. I'm not a scientist, but I'm fairly educated on the keto thing, and the science backing that like saturated fat is bad for you is really, really, really flimsy. So I'm just not concerned about it at all. Like if you really look at you really take a deep dive into the science, or you read a book like I have about someone who took a deep dive in the science, it's just not there. Like yeah, man. So like, a lot of the science that has led to our traditional ideas of food, which is a grain-based diet primarily, really, that was, you know, you look at who paid for that science and who was the lobbyists behind that science, and it was like the Kellogg's Corporation, you know, and so then you take another look at it, then, and the data had been really thoroughly cherry-picked, meaning they only took what data supports eating you know, oats for breakfast every day, right? Things like that. So I'm just not concerned about that as well. The far bigger marker for heart disease and anything else is obesity. I mean, that's the biggest health concern, right? So like if you're obese, that's a huge health concern. And if I'm not eating keto in my life, I have found that once I start eating sugar again, which by the way, all carbs are essentially sugar. So once I start eating sugar again, it leads to eating a lot more sugar. I get really addicted to it very, very quickly. And so for me, in order to not be obese in my life, this is just kind of what I need to do. You know, it's what works for me. Like I said, moderation doesn't work for me. I can't have just a little bit of pizza. If I have one slice of pizza, I'm going to eat all of the pizza. And it's far more than a willpower thing. It's a truly emotional, mental barrier that I cannot get fixed. So the only thing I can do is just eliminate that from my life, you know? Wow, that's a huge difference between 160 and 146. Nice burger. And I would take some. I only say because a family member did it, and the cholesterol shot up. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm saying. Like the markers between having high cholesterol and heart disease are not as obvious as you might think. There's like, you know, there's the quote good. Good cholesterol and the oh geez, okay, and the bad cholesterol. It's not that cut and dry, and the science behind it it's just not that good. Like having higher cholesterol but being thin is not necessarily a death marker. So, but being thin is way less chance of heart disease than than being obese. Who's shooting me right now? Oh, this dude down here. Okay, I see you're protected by the beautiful landscape they built for you. You freaking jerk. Anyway, so yeah, so that's been working for me. I've been really happy about it. I don't think this is a diet for me. I've been on it before. I'm convinced that this is just going to have to be the way I eat for my life, because every time I have done keto, or I used to do something called paleo, which is basically an ancestral health way of eating. Every time I've done that, paleo is not, it's not keto, but it can be, because most of your veggies are like leafy veggies, and those don't have very much carbs at all. So it's pretty easy to do paleo and be keto. So every time I've eaten that way, I've always gotten really fit and felt really good and mental clarity and all that kind of stuff. And then what happened is eventually I slipped back and I started eating stuff because I would get really thin. I'm like, hey, now I can have chips and salsa and pizza and all that kind of stuff. And I would immediately, in like overnight, I would go right back to like 225, feeling bad, pretty lethargic, no energy, all that kind of stuff. And so I've just come to the determination that for me, this needs to be sort of just how I live my life. You know, I just need to sort of come to terms that I am going to have to eat this way in order to not be obese. That's just what I need to do. You know, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm at like 206. I was down under 200 barely, but I was under 200, and then I had some setbacks emotionally that led to some not great food choices and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like 206 now and back on it pretty hard, so hopefully we'll dip down under 200 again real soon. And yeah, that's where we're at. The whole aspartame thing right now, data in the 80s was recommending not approve it. Yeah, man, that's a personal battle of mine too, because I have been drinking a lot of Diet Coke. I love it. Oh man, it tastes so good. But ever since that report came out, I kind of recently, it's not like I didn't know. Oh geez, I only have 3 hearts. It's not like I didn't know aspartame is bad for you. I think everyone kind of knows that, right? But seeing those new studies and reading them, I haven't had any Diet Coke in 2 days. I think I'm gonna turn it off again. I've gone years without it, and I just fell in the habit, like we all do. I just fell in the habit of drinking it again, and you know, you drink that first sip, and you're like, oh, it's so good, I want more, you know. But yeah, I think I'm back out again. I feel like I feel like I've kicked that habit just over the last day and a half or so. Just going back to unsweetened iced tea, which is my jam. Unsweetened iced tea and coffee. That's where I'm at. I think, you know, I was going to bring this sort of up here, but I don't think there's any need to. We'll just do a little cliff. These cliffs, they look a little weird right now, but they're going to look better once I get like snow and ice and stuff in. Oh no, man! You know, Max, I'm a talker. You know, I've learned over. Geez, if I didn't know before, before all this IRL stuff started happening, then I certainly know now. I'm someone who needs to talk through what I'm going through. My friends have been there for me, and it's kind of weird as a guy. You know, I think guys are sort of traditionally known as people who button it up and keep it close to the chest. But for me, I just need to sort of vent and talk about the BS that is happening and all that kind of stuff, and that works for me. So you're not gonna trigger me by talking about. But if there's anyone else out there that maybe doesn't want to hear it, then maybe we can be sensitive to that. No, I need to talk through my issues. I've sort of learned that. I learned that in my first round of therapy, which I guess we figured out was freaking 20 years ago. Cow. Yeah, and you're right about that. Everyone needs to find their own way to like fitness and health and happiness and everything. But there are some, you know, but with that, there are some universal truths, and I think that there have been a lot of. Man, I don't know how I mean, geez, I'm gonna get really like conspiracy theory almost sounding like here, but like I think there's been a lot of like truths that have been hidden from the general public because of money and lobbyists and companies and corporations, all that kind of stuff. And I think the science, I'm a big believer in science. I'm a trust the experts guy. That's one of the phrases I always use whenever I have people at our house and they're like, hey, so do you think you should fix this, or how do you want to fix it? And I always say, like, listen, hey, I'm a trust the experts guy. Like, you're the expert. You've spent your entire life doing this. If you tell me that I need to pay for this new, septic lining, then we're going to pay for this new septic lining. I mean, I trust you as the person who does this. So I'm a musician, right? First and foremost, I'm a musician. So, if you want to know my opinion about my little narrow field of expertise, like jazz, trumpet, probably more so than anything else, then cool, I'll tell you. But then I would expect you to trust me because I'm the expert in that select little field, right? So there's been a lot of not trusting the experts that has happened over the health and diet field here over the past while. And I think that's really been a shame because I think everyone, companies are out to make a buck. Evil, I know I'm super going conspiracy theory here, but like evil companies are like trying to make money and they're trying to hide that science. But if you really look at it, and one of the journalists that I really, really like, and I always say really great things about him, his name is Gary Taubes. And he's not a dietitian. He's an investigative journalist by trade. That's his thing, right? So what I dig about him is he didn't go in with an idea or with an agenda. He just looked at the data. And his whole thing, and he's not a dietary journalist. He's just a journalist. But his thing is he looks at the data. And one of his things was he looked at some of these data that we have accepted as true, like the 7 countries studies or the Mediterranean diet that a lot of people swear by and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, wait a second. There may be correlation here, but there definitely doesn't necessarily mean that there's causation here, and there's a difference, right? So one of his things is he looks at all this data without an agenda. Now, do I think he has an agenda now? Yeah, probably. But when he went in, I don't think he did. When he went in, he wasn't a keto, anti-carb guy. He went in to look at the data and see what does the actual data say. And a lot of what the data said is not what traditional quote unquote science has been telling us. It says it just doesn't. If you look at it and you look really closely, and he breaks it down really, really technically in his great books, Good Carbs, Bad Carbs, or Why We Get Fat, or The Case for Keto. When he breaks it down, you're like, holy cow! Like, wait a second, none of this stuff adds up. Like, this doesn't. They said, high cholesterol means that you'll die of heart disease, and that there's just not studies that have shown that. I mean, it might mean that, but there's no evidence that actually does. And I think when you look at it with that really sort of skeptical eye, then you can learn a lot of things, and maybe you don't take things a little bit less at face value and stuff. So I can't say enough good things about Gary Taubes. I think everyone should read his books. It's a really, really, really thought out and scientifically sounded book by a guy who's doesn't have an axe to grind in this. He's just trying to get to the truth. As a journalist, I think that is a really great thing. Yeah, way too much trusting Facebook experts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, just, if you can't, and you know what else really pisses me off is people are like, I did the research. Oh, no, you didn't. You saw a meme on Facebook. Get out of here with that. Did the research. So if you can't do the research yourself, and let's face it, honestly, none of us can. Because none of us have spent our entire lives, to my knowledge anyway, unless someone here actually is a chemist who's spent your entire life doing that, in which case, forgive me, I don't know what I'm talking about, but like, none of us can actually do the research. So if you can't do the research yourself, find a book or a study that actually did the research, so then you can just read it and learn about it. Don't just trust crap you see on social media. Read a book. It's not that hard to read a book. Go read a book if you want to learn about this stuff, and read a book written by someone ideally without an agenda. That'd be find someone who looked at the actual data. And don't take what I'm saying for gospel. Go read your own book. But, just read, before you even think about reading a health book, learn about the author a little bit. Like, who is this author? Who are they paid by? And are they a health guru? That means nothing. Are they like a scientist? That could mean something. That could be really valuable. Or are they a journalist? Who are they? Are they a celebrity? I maybe wouldn't trust that much into that. So, find out who the people you're reading are. And, I think you can learn a lot of stuff. And our health is our most important asset, right? I mean, when your health goes down, none of the other stuff you have matters anymore, right? So that's my 2 cents, my long-winded 2 cents. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I got to mow the grass. I want to practice a little bit of trumpet, and I do want to record a games video today. I'm going to record some Horizon Zero Dawn. That game is so much fun. You guys, anyone watching that series? I know, Andy, I saw your comments. Yeah, I know you are. That game is so much fun. That storyline and world are so cool. It's so cool. I love it. I can't wait to find out more about it. That's really been fun. It's the right amount of challenge for me. It's like, it's challenging, but it's not something I can't do. So it's been a blast. So I'm gonna record an episode of that today, and maybe. Oh, I do want to plug that on the games channel. By the way, I do want to plug, if you're not watching, it just started As Dusk Falls. I think the third. It's only 6 episodes for the whole series. If you're not watching it, and it's weird. It's a weird looking game because every frame is hand drawn, and it's not like animated as much as just a series of pictures, but that game ripped my guts out. It is as emotional of a game as I have ever played in my entire life. It's really, really, really cool. So you got to check it out. Check out As Dusk Falls. I think the 4th episode probably comes out tomorrow or something like that. But it's a beautiful but weird looking game, because it's beautiful because it's actually like hand drawn by artists, which is really cool. And you'll really love the story. But definitely adult content warning. It's not for you kids. So you kids, not your bag, okay? But there's some definitely like adult sort of issues that it comes up and all that kind of stuff. But it's wonderful. It's a wonderful game. I almost want to replay it because there's a lot of choices that I made that I was like, oh, maybe I should have made the other choice. So I might replay it at some point and see. But I think you'd really enjoy it. Anyway, it gets my my Fix seal of approval. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go. I'll see you all next time, whenever that is. Who knows when that's gonna be? Stacy, you came in just at the very end. I'm just gonna wrap it up because I gotta go record a couple other things and mow the grass. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.